Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. Let's start today's video off with Mr. Olympia Hadi Choopan. Hadi has finally arrived in the USA at about 5 weeks out from the Mr. Olympia, and in just 5 weeks, Hadi will be defending his title against some of the best bodybuilders in the world. And today is also Hadi Choopan's birthday. If I'm not mistaken, Hadi is 36 years old and still going strong. Now let's switch over to the second best guy on the planet, Derek Lunsford. I grabbed this update from Derek's YouTube channel. I will link the video in the description below. Take a look at the quads on this guy. Following last year's Olympia, Big Steve said one of the areas that Derek needed to bring up the most was the quads, and I think Derek has definitely done his homework. And let's not forget, guys, Nick Walker and Samson Dauda, they decided to do the Arnold Classic, and Derek Lunsford did not. Derek had a longer offseason. He has had more time to improve. And last year, Derek was still unsure if he was going to compete in 212 or open. This year, Derek had the mindset of open the entire year. Derek is looking better and better week by week. Let me know in the comment section below, do you guys have Derek Lunsford winning this year's Olympia? And let's switch over to Samson Dauda, who posted a transformation of himself over the past 2 years. I remember the show on the left like it was yesterday. That was the Arnold Classic UK, and Samson actually took second to Nathan DeAsha at that show. Samson started to improve very quickly after that, once he started working with Milos. But this rear lat spread on the right of Samson Dauda looks very competitive. The amount of improvements that this guy has made, it just doesn't even make sense. Samson has completely ate the guy on the left. Watch out for this guy going into this year's show. Now let's switch over to Hunter Labrada. We're currently about 5 weeks out from the Mr. Olympia. And Hunter and Ben Chow have definitely figured out how to get Hunter conditioned. I would say that Hunter looks better here than he has looked on stage at some shows as far as conditioning goes. And even though Hunter brought his all-time best this season, as of lately, I haven't really heard many people talking about how is he going to do with this year's Olympia. So you guys let me know. Last year, Hunter Labrada was 7th in the world. Is he going to move up? Is he going to move down? Or is Hunter going to maintain that 7th place position? I haven't made up my mind yet. And let's switch over to Nathan DeAsha, who recently posted up an update. Nathan will be competing in this weekend's France Pro. Now, in the caption of this post, Nathan said he is flat and sitting at 250 pounds. But a lot of people are saying that he looks smaller than 2021 when he was only 239. And I think that's very interesting because even myself, I would say that Nathan looks smaller than 2021. But apparently he's 11 pounds heavier. But going into this weekend's France Pro, I would definitely say that Nathan is the favorite to win. It would have been nice to see Nathan versus Regan one more time before this year's Olympia, but Regan decided to shut it down and focus on his Olympia prep, which of course is a great idea. But Nathan is going for pro win number 11 this weekend. And let me know in the comment section below, do you guys think that Nathan DeAsha looks smaller than 2021? Despite Nathan saying that he's 11 pounds heavier. And speaking of the France Pro, let's take a look at the competitors list for the show. So of course we have Nathan DeAsha. We also have Tim Budashim, who is still competing. We have Vlad Alfred Chiriak. I haven't really been talking about Vlad on the channel, but I definitely keep up with him. Coached by Patrick Tour, he definitely brings the conditioning. I'm excited to see this guy compete. We have Roman Fritz, who is already qualified for this year's Olympia and still doing shows. We also have Theo LaGuerrier and Andrea Muzi, two guys that can definitely get into the top 5, possibly even higher than that. And let's not forget about Vitor Boff. Outside of Nathan DeAsha, he may be the highest ranked guy on paper. Now let's switch over to Charles Griffen, who posted up some updates ahead of the Legion Sports Fest. And it's really great to see that peg tear just slowed Charles down for a little bit, but it looks like he's back and he's going full force after this Olympia qualification, and I'm excited to see what him and Matt Jansen are going to bring to the stage. I noticed also that Patrick Johnson will not be at this year's Olympia. Justin Rodriguez might not make it. So we possibly have 6 guys that placed at last year's Olympia that won't be in this year's show. Once again, a lot of guys are going to be moving up. Charles Griffen could be one of them if he qualifies in Legion. Now let's switch over to Tonio Burton, another guy that could really move up at this year's Olympia. And I've been saying since Tonio won the New York Pro, if this guy's able to improve on that package, he is going to be very dangerous. And Tonio told me personally, he will be bigger and more conditioned than he was at the New York Pro. And just to clarify something, I'm saying that there are a lot of guys out of the Mr. Olympia so guys can move up. I don't think guys like Charles and Tonio need any help as far as their placings, but with a lot of guys being out, it just makes the chances a lot higher. I just wanted to clarify that because they're both very good bodybuilders. And let's switch over to Behrooz Tabani, who recently posted up an update. And unfortunately, Behrooz still does not have a visa, but he is still prepping for this year's Olympia. And once again, it's a sad case. Behrooz has qualified for the Mr. Olympia 2 years in a row, and he may be unable to compete. The only thing I can really tell Behrooz to do is try to prep for a show like Romania, which really sucks because Behrooz may not get to the Olympia 2 years in a row, and he's still going to try to compete to qualify again, knowing that he may not make it. But I really hope Behrooz is able to get a visa. He has earned the right to compete at the Mr. Olympia 2 times. Now let's switch over to Martin Fitzwater. Martin announced that he will be competing in the 2024 Arnold Classic along with James Hollingshead. And this update should be recent, but Martin looks pretty conditioned to be in the offseason. But as I've said before, I think Martin Fitzwater has top 10 Olympia potential as long as he stays focused and continues to improve year after year. Looking forward to seeing this guy at the Arnold Classic next year. Now let's switch over to Chris Bumstead. As you guys know, we don't really talk about Chris much, but Chris has been posting up a lot of updates lately, so I figured why not. We're currently about 5 weeks out from the Mr. Olympia, and Chris is looking to get his 5th Olympia title. But I do believe that Chris Bumstead will win another Olympia title this year, but I'm not sure how much longer Chris will compete. He has hinted at retirement a couple of times, and Ian Valliere, very close to him, his brother-in-law, just retired. And Ian is probably living a very stress-free life, not eating so many meals, not doing an hour, possibly 2 hours of cardio a day. And Chris is getting a front row seat to seeing what bodybuilding looks like after the stage with Ian Valliere. I'm not saying that Chris is going to retire this year. I'm not saying he's going to retire next year, but it could be soon. Now let's switch over to Terrence Ruffin, Rough Diesel, the winner of the 2023 Dubai Pro. I'm not sure why so many people picked other guys to win the show other than Terrence. Nothing against Wesley, Chen Kane, even Fabio Jr., but Terrence has been second at the Mr. Olympia multiple time Arnold Classic champion. And Terrence looks a lot better in these images than the video that we talked about. He looked very washed out. But Terrence is going into this year's Olympia looking to get that second place spot back. He's going for a win, but we all know it's going to be a fight for second. I would love to see a 100% Terrence Ruffin next to Urs Kalasinski and Ramon Dino. I still think he can beat Urs Kalasinski. I'm not sure if Terrence can beat Ramon. You guys let me know in the comment section below. But let's go ahead and wrap up today's video here with the archive of the day. You guys let me know in the comment section below, who is this legendary bodybuilder? And as always, I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. And if you haven't done so already, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Krishan from GOAT Fitness, and that's it. I'm out.